I can say one thing, that is, I haven't actually sort of prepared something as such, but I do remember last time we said that you please come with some treasures in your pocket. And at least I can start by saying about Upadeshamritam. We haven't gone over it for a while, but Upadeshamritam is our friend. And it just keeps on coming back into my consciousness, my dull consciousness, no doubt, but into my consciousness now again and again. And this point about the holy name in the beginning may taste like poison, but just by the constant chanting, the constant practices, then presently it will cure our diseased tongue and it will taste like nectar. So somehow or another, we have to try to understand that this is the reality. We have to encourage each other to keep on going. And at the times when there's no taste or a dull time in our life or something, still we need to keep on going. We don't stop eating when we don't have, all the appetizable things there or something. Still, whatever's in the fridge, we're going to go and, in the modern age, in the fridge, we're going to go there and look and say, okay, but I need to eat, I should eat something. So we need to be something like this. We need to be something like this in our devotional life, whether we feel hungry or not, whether we are getting taste or not. We need to keep giving ourselves nourishment. So what can I say? The Upadeshamritam just keeps coming back to us again and again and again. And we can say with good reason, just like Shikshastakam comes back to us. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Syat Kṛṣṇa Nama Charitadi Sitapya Vidya Pitopatapta Rasanasya Rochika Nu Kintvādarad Annudnang Kalu Saiva Jushta Svadvi Kramad Bhavati Tad Gada Mula Hantra. I know Paramananda, Kumkum, others may know this verse off by heart, but I'm not a good Sanskrit person. But I am quite a happy Bengali person. Doesn't mean I know everything in the Bengali, need the translation for sure. But the Bengali somehow comes out very sweetly for us. However, translation, Srila Prabhupada's translation in his Nectar of Devotion, no, Nectar of Instruction, but Upadesh Amrit, yes, Upadesh Amritam, Upadesh Amritam. The holy name, character, pastimes and activities of Kṛṣṇa are all transcendentally sweet like sugar candy. Although the tongue of one afflicted by the jaundice of avidya, ignorance, cannot taste anything sweet, it is wonderful that simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day, a natural relish awakens within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Now, I don't think I've heard like the tape of Srila Prabhupada saying this, but I have heard quite extensively Srila Prabhupada dictating Chaitanya Charitamrita. I'm pretty sure it's Chaitanya. It's now a long time ago. I have to say, I mean, a long time ago, must be when I was in Vrindavan, means before traveling. So this is probably 2013. Then I did hear the recordings of Srila Prabhupada dictating the translations. And something about this translation, I also can sort of hear in my ear Srila Prabhupada's voice dictating into his dictaphone machine with the click and the click and the click, because it just sounds so much like Srila Prabhupada. It is wonderful. That's simply by carefully chanting these sweet names every day. A natural relish awakens within his tongue, and his disease is gradually destroyed at the root. So this verse kept coming back to me this week, because sometimes our sweet devotees, and they go and come rather than come and go. They kind of disappear a little bit and then come back. And they say, oh, I had no taste. It was very difficult for me. But we have to encourage each other always, through thick and thin, with taste or no taste. We need to encourage each other to keep on taking the medicine and to keep on taking the nourishment. And that's all coming through the secrets, these wonderful things that are given to us by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev. So at least I can start our little gathering with this thought in mind, a topical thought. And Seva Rupa Devidasi, S.A. with us too. Obeisances to one and all. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha, kripa sindubhya evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. All glories to the devotees. Hare Krishna. I'm trying to speak a little quietly because there are jivas in the next room, which I shouldn't be waking up. I shouldn't be singing Jiv Jago too loudly at this hour of the morning. Some of them are Russian. Paramananda was an exception. Actually, we have some exceptions in Chiang Mai who do get up and go to that morning program daily. So there are exceptions, we shouldn't say. We shouldn't put everybody in one basket. Otherwise, we are all also in the basket of the, well, we are anyway, okay, I am anyway, of the fools and rascals of this world. So we have to climb out of the basket with the help of the holy name, the Vaishnavas, the connection with Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Anyway, this is a little thought from me. And may Gurudev's glories, Guru Maharaj's glories, and Srila Prabhupada's glories be chanted, heard, repeated, grinded, no, that's not, it doesn't sound right. Anyway, relished, like relishing something very sweet. But I was trying to come to the grinding of sandalwood paste. The more we grind the sandalwood paste, the more sweet things come out. And it is true. And here's a message, or here are two messages in the chat box. A long message. From Bimala Didi to Srila B. A very special day. So grateful for your presence on this planet. What's this message doing here? And all the instructions and guidance is that you so much give to all of us with so much affection and care. Happy holy appearance. Oh, because it's still appearance day in America. Oh, Bimala Didi. I only have one appearance day in a year, birthday. But we have to accept the world does spin around. Bimala Didi, thank you very much. You're very kind. And you expressed already yesterday with your heart, with your soul. We were very pleased by that. By the way, Pranesvāri, who's on Facebook, can we say your seats? Can just at your convenience let me know.
Not yet, Maharaj. No one has connected to our private page. And yes, Maladari, Jagannath Swami, and Madhava. All of them offering dandavats.
Okay, well, wonderful for each of you that are with us there.
And the message from Jagannath Swami in Mexico, This is to congratulate Your Holiness and to wish you a long life, because your association and guidance is always needed.
Oh, Jagannath
Dandava
Swami
pranams,
Prabhu.
Madhusudan Maharaj.
And you're saying Jagannath Swami of Mexico. He's got one foot in Mexico, one foot
one
in
in the States.
America.
Yes.
Straddling the borderline in Tijuana. And Jagannath Swami Prabhu, we're remembering you and your family always, and I'm very happy to hear from you, and that we are together today on Facebook. We're always together also. I hope everything is going well there. Hare Krishna. So, any treasures in anybody's pockets, as we requested last time, please come with a treasure to share. What has come to you this week?
Kumkum Dasi and Paramananda Prabhu are always ready.
I heard a Kumkum Devidasi sound. Yes.
What I was thinking about in the last week is ruchi and how to increase ruchi, and discussing that also. And everywhere I looked, it always comes back to exactly as you were just saying, is our practices and being steady in our practices, and that taste automatically that will increase. And also connected with that Cheto Darpana Marjanam, that practicing with the intent to clear our heart and to practice Trinarupi Sunichena. So it's very wonderful to hear you also speaking in depth about Sri Upadeshamrita. So by our practices, by our taking it up, that process will come. We will make it. Not by just admiring the process.
Right, or hearing about the process. So, I mean, that hearing about it helps, but like the hearing part, but actually we need to do these things. Just like the morning program, just like chanting our japa. I mean, all these things, it's not that we just know about it. Yes, Kumkum Didi, and Kumkum is steady for 1,000 years, maybe longer, we do not know. Coming to Krishna consciousness and rendering service steadily for decades. And then we have to say, here we can get words from those who practice rather than just, oh, the book says, but we are doing other things. So yes, Kumkum Didi. But I didn't speak in depth about the verse. Who's able to speak in depth about it? Because Paramananda, he knows the Sanskrit of this verse, all these verses, and the word by word automatically. Because when he grew up from a teenager, or as you from a teenager also, when he grew up from a teenager in devotional service, and they're learning these. So maybe we could pass the microphone to silent Paramananda and hear something of the grinding of hear something and get some fragrance of the grinding of the sandalwood of Upadeshamrita. But this verse or this theme in particular, or as you wish, no hard and fast.
We continue with the second verse. Sorry, not the second, but the next verse, which is the Upadesha Saram, the essence of all instructions. And that is Tat Namaruchi Charitadi Sukirtanano Smrityo Kramena Rasanama Nasini Yoja Tishtam Vrajetat Anuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayet Akilam It Padesha Saram. The Rupa Goswami says, this is the essence of all instructions. With full heart, full faith, love and affection, chant about the glories of the name, Nama, Rupa, the form of the Lord, Charit, his pastimes. Give your full energy to that. Sukirtan means a kirtan. We know what the kirtan is, but sukirtan is when we give everything we have to that process. Infuse it with love, affection, faith, sincerity. So that is Sukirtan. And then he continues, stay in the Dham. Where is the Dham actually? In that verse, in that line of the verse, Tishtam Vraje Tat Anuragi Jananugami. He said that the Dham is where the Anuragi Jana are living. Those who give their life to service to Krishna, whose hearts, actually, we're talking about Ruchi before, Kumkum Didi, they are the Ruchi personified. They know nothing but Krishna. So if we're living in association of this kind of devotees, then we are in the Dham. It's not the opposite. It's not like you go, oh, I'm going to a Dham. I heard Vrindavan is a Dham, Navadvip is a Dham, some other Dhams, Puri Dham, and then I will have some beneficial association. No, where that kind of devotee is, that is the Dham, that is the holy place. That is the Mathura, Vrindavan, Navadvip, Puri. So Anuragi Jana. And then Rupa Goswami concludes, Kalam Nayet Akhilam Itu Padesha Saram. For all times to come, it is the essence of all instructions. There is nothing else to say. If you follow that, then you will get everything. And actually, Ikin Himar, sorry, I'm not a good practitioner, but I know some things have to quote from the books sometimes. There are good examples and they're coming from the Lord himself. So in that connection, when Devahuti, you know the story, I mean, it's a Bhagavatam story, one of the wonderful stories, when Kapila Muni, Kardama Muni, Devahuti, they conceived the child, and then Kapila Muni appeared in this world. Immediately, Kardama Muni said, I've done my job, so I'm leaving you here. Here's your child, you take care of him. I'm going to continue my meditation, my bhajan, my tapasya. So he left, and Devahuti was so heartbroken. He said, then your responsibility as a husband to save me from the repeated circle of birth and death. So why are you not giving me any instructions? And then Kardama Muni, as he departing, he said, your son will fulfill that. When he is grown a little bit, ask him that question. So when Kapila Muni was about to leave the house, then Devahuti, and he is also leaving the house, and Devahuti said, oh, your father said that you will save me from this mundane existence. So don't just leave, give me some instructions, tell me what to do. I need your instructions. And we all know that Kapila Muni is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his incarnation. So he says this verse, and really it's a mystical thing, but I learned this verse in a dream, and that verse came from Madhusudan Maharaj, who came into my dream and just recited that verse. And I woke up and I knew that verse. And the verses, and Srila Gurudev Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj quoted very often. Satat prasanga mama virya samvido bhavanti hrit karna rasayana kata tajjosanat asvapavarga vartmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishiti. So Kapila Muni is giving very simple instruction. Again, we come to the same point that Krishna consciousness is a very simple and very sweet process. He said, Mother, do not worry. You find those who are always enjoying, hearing, and speaking about glories of Krishna. So that rasayana katha, infused with rasa, those talks infused with rasa, the subjects dedicated to Krishna will enter your ear, and from there it will melt your heart. And then what will happen? Shraddha, Ratir, Bhaktir. They don't mention all the subgradations of all the the processes, the steps of developing bhakti. But in a short, the faith will come. Then from the faith, as it's getting stronger, the rati, ruchi will come. Then we will have a taste. And then bhakti will manifest in our hearts. So come, again, same point. Supreme Personality of Godhead saying, associate with the Vaishnavas, the Anuragi Jana, those who are on the same path. Guru Maharaj, that little video, Maharaj, you sent to me, where Guru Maharaj repeatedly, only 3 minutes, or maybe 4 minutes, maybe 3.5 minutes, but he repeats 3 times. The secret is to associate with the sadhu who are on the same path, who share the same ideals. They will help you. Seek that company, seek that association, and proceed on a path of devotion in their company. This is the conclusion. There is nothing much to say. That's all we need to do, and everything else will come to us. We don't have to study books. We don't have to study so many Sanskrit verses. Nothing. Chant, dance, serve, take prasadam, have a good company, have a good association. Everything will manifest in our heart naturally. How sweet is that, and how simple is that? And my question is, why it is not manifesting in my heart, Maharaj?
Number one, that is your expression. And number two, Kṛṣṇa, if really we do feel this from inside, Kṛṣṇa can make us hanker more by saying, yes, it's just there, because he doesn't want us to be complacent. So whatever we have, we can also understand there is so much more just over the horizon, just over the horizon. So isn't there also this example, like chewing hot sugar cane? And I think all of us have had sugar cane in our lives, and not from a packet. You know, sugar cane from sugar cane. Why is it called sugar cane? Because you can chew it and this, that, and the other. But I do actually, my mind does go to, how do they get the sugar cane hot? You know, if you grind it, when you squeeze it, and then comes out into the thick Indian glass, which is opaque. I'm sure it wasn't opaque when it was new. However, anyhow, the opaque lined Indian glass. Then we can think, oh, we can heat that. But it says chewing hot sugar cane. So somehow must be putting the sugar cane into the fire. But that sugar cane, when we chew it, it is too sweet to put down, but it's burning our tongue. So all of this is just waiting around the corner. We hear all these things, as we're saying about the pastimes, form, nature, holy name of the Lord. They're all super relishable. And we are on the way there. And one thing I can say, by the way, that is, just think, if we somehow now weren't allowed to read, you know, had no access or weren't allowed to read Chaitanya Charitamrita and Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, or all these things, hear the talks of our gurus, meet together, then how bereft we would feel. No, you can't chant, you can't read, you can't do this. And then we can think. So something is there, that we've got that appreciation for the processes of devotional service. And we're always thinking about, oh, well, hopefully we're not always thinking about it, but so much comes, oh, when I die, when I die. But we don't die. That's the other thing. Our practice of devotional service just needs to go on, and whatever happens with us, then next chapter, okay, what's my service? In this life, we're having different chapters of life, like what is my service within this body? So we are continually going on, and let us just be happy that our nature will be to hear and to chant and to be with the devotees. This is our life. Simple and sweet process. Why make it complicated?
Pranesvāri. One short
yes.
story in that connection that I think we heard from Srila Gurudev. When some devotees came and they complained, they said, we've been chanting for years, we've been reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we've been following the program, and nothing, like nothing. We're so frustrated, we don't feel anything. And then they said, then stop chanting, then stop reading, stop doing all those devotional things. And devotees were saying, no, that we cannot do. No. God save us from that. Then continue. So the attachment is there.
And that little boy, our neighbor in the Vila Govinda, when we're out and about now, you probably know we're on a Sankirtan week, but that little boy, he started like chanting Hare Krishna, and then his mom is trying to stop him and tell him to stop chanting Hare Krishna. And then, oh, why, mommy, why? Hare Krishna. I see there's a message, sorry to change it, in the chat box of Chintamani. No,
Yeah,
nobody's, two messages, okay, nobody's celebrating on different days. As far as I know, it's all on one day. It just happens that America is in a very remote corner of the world. So whatever day it is in Australia, you know, just so we know about these facts of the world, you know, what happens, what begins in Australia ends up finally in California, in maybe in Hawaii actually, but anyhow. So it's the same day, but it's just different days. Like today, I'm here on Thursday morning and you're on Wednesday. So
we're still on your birthday.
That's the point. That's the point she's making, I think. And I'm saying it's yesterday. So Chintamani Devidasi, I know you are asking, you are being very clever to ask in different ways, but my birth time is between me and my mother. And now my mother's passed away, so there we are. Anyhow, everything is good. Oh, there's an upside down Jayadev Prabhu. Oh, right way around. Second question, is there? Here's a Seva-rupa question. Dandavat, when trying to share Krishna consciousness and explain our wonderful auspicious days like Janmastami and Lord Balaram's appearance day, how to understand and explain Lord Balaram? It's Lord Krishna's first expansion. As we know that Lord Krishna is eternal. Okay, good question. And who is going to answer us? Pranesvāri Devidasi is going to answer us. She listens to so many classes. She also gives classes. And so I think we'll pass this one to Pranesvāri. And there's more than one way to answer a question, no doubt. And so
Maharaj,
definitely
my way wouldn't be a clear or perfect way. I really cannot answer this question. I prefer Paramananda Prabhu or Kumkum Didi to answer this question.
So we can't draw any nectar from Pranesvāri. I didn't properly ask her. Pranesvāri Devidasi, we come to your feet, give obeisances, give glorification suitably.
So miserly, Pranesvāri.
So let's hear from Kumkum. She spoke very briefly just now. And while she's speaking, Pranesvāri, don't give up, or I'm not giving up. I'm still going to come back to you. Something may come to you that, oh, this point I can share, while Kumkum Didi gives us a little insight to this. So Seva-rupa Devidasi, are you listening? Yes. Okay.
Maharaj, since you asked, before passing the baton to someone who is actually qualified to speak, my meager explanation, the first thing that comes to mind is just in this world, some people say that it defies gravity, such and such defies gravity. So in Krishna consciousness, there are many things which defy all logic. It can't be known in the sense of logic. So Krishna's pastime of expanding himself is not something that we will be able to understand before we know more about Krishna, like our position as his servitor. Like even the Christians will say, how did God put an entire oak tree inside a tiny acorn? That's not possible, but he does. So that's him. So I have heard that Krishna's first expansion is Lord Balaram, and from there all other expansions come. It's similar to a candle can light another candle, and then the qualities may be just the same. but Kṛṣṇa is the original. And it's for the purpose of his pastimes. It's the only thing that I truly understand. It's what he does to enable the pastime of his brother, who appears in so many different leelas with him. Usually the older brother of Kṛṣṇa, but not always, but always with the purpose of giving full protection and doing so many things behind the scenes for Kṛṣṇa. This is a very nice expansion for Kṛṣṇa to have. So he's wise. He's wise to do this.
Yes. Jai. Personality of Godhead. And this is also a wonderful thing about Kṛṣṇa Leela, that he's got a mother and father and an older brother. He's got his family. He's got his friends. He's got his enemies. Oh. And we've still got Pranesvāri Devidasi, who's been cooking something in her head, thinking some things. Another way of understanding that Kṛṣṇa has an older brother. The Supreme Lord has an older brother.
I cannot explain it. I just take it for granted. It is like this. I just accept it. Kṛṣṇa is eternal, but he has this first expansion as Lord Balaram, and he manifests as his brother. But there is no conflict in this statement. I don't have an answer for you, Savarup. I'm sorry.
No, it's beautiful.
Yes, Paramananda was reaching for. Yes, thank you, Pranesvāri Didi. This is fully satisfying also. What Kumkum said also, yes, this is fine, beautiful. What you said, beautiful. And Paramananda will give us another look at this gem of Kṛṣṇa's Leela.
I was actually about to say what Pranesvāri Didi said is a perfect answer too, same as Kumkum Didi. It's achintya, inconceivable. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Janma karma chamedyagam evayaveti tattvadaha taktvadeham punarjanma naitimam veti sarjana. He said, those who understand my divine appearances, my divine lila, will never be born here. It's inconceivable. You just need to accept it. And really, in that realm, the realm of Vrindavan, Galoka Vrindavan, no one is asking, oh, why is, Balaram is this expansion? How many qualities Krishna's got? 64, Balaram 62, why there's a difference? What are this Chaturvyuha, and how about the quadruple expansions? And what does Narayana's doing in Vaikuntha? They're not interested at all. They're happy with Krishna as he is. Those are the qualities that they're really relishing. Balaram as it is, and everything around them. So Pranesvāri Didi, a perfect answer. And some answer, actually, one writer, he said that the most deep things, the most beautiful things cannot be expressed with words. They can only be felt through the heart. So here we go. There's another answer to that. But we don't have to figure that out. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He can do whatever he wants. But even that fact is refused in Galoka. They don't want to hear about Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. They don't care. They think those are the vicious rumors somebody's spreading. Must be some Kamsa's agents. They're coming and they're whispering into the ear of different people. Oh, Krishna is the supreme personality of God. What kind of nonsense is that? That's what the true Galoka Basis are thinking. Those are just some gossips. It's nothing to do with reality. Krishna is Krishna, and we love him no matter what. In fact, we don't care who he is. We just love him. This is the situation, and really, this is something we're aspiring for as amazing as it sounds like. We're aspiring for that land of simple-hearted in the best sense of it, devotees who just want to love Kṛṣṇa, be with Kṛṣṇa, serve Kṛṣṇa, nothing else.
Jai.
And I see there's Vishaka walking here and there.
Sure. Oh, with Narayani. Is she?
Yes.
There.
Yes.
All right.
I see the cameras walking here and there. Oh, Dandavad.
Yeah, my chaparita. Was that? Oh,
Well, Jeevana.
are we live? Are we alive right now? Are we also doing Dandavad Maharaj?
Dandavad. Vishaka and the party.
See, and Narayani is here.
They kidnapped me.
And we have also David.
Yes, we have David see everybody.
Yeah. We're having a birthday party for you, Maharaj, here in San Jose.
Oh, okay, wonderful. I shall happily eat by your satisfaction, or I shall be satisfied by your eating, rather. So all good Vaishnava parties have some festival feast. Jai, okay, you have a special day.
We just had a wonderful Harinam. Here's David Priya Didi. Madhavi Maharaj.
Jai.
I was trying to talk last night, but happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm happy to be the excuse for you all coming together. Dandavad. All right. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Beautiful. Have a beautiful evening. Chant the glories of Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj and chant the holy name, satisfy Mahaprabhu, and have a beautiful evening.
Ki Jai. Ki Jai. Sripad Madhavi Maharaj. Ki Jai.
Hare Kṛṣṇa.
Srila Madhavi Maharaj.
Jai. Jai.
Hare Kṛṣṇa. You see, if devotees can all have their devotional families and brothers and sisters and be happy, why can't Kṛṣṇa be happy with his family? Whatever we have, then Kṛṣṇa has much more. But there is one thing we have to always try, as Sevarupa did point out, how do we explain to the newcomers about Janmastami and Balaram's appearance day, etc. And we have to try to just explain appropriately according to their understanding and try to gauge how much they can understand. And in some ways, well, hopefully, I mean, they're coming with some faith in God by coming to the program. But sometimes we just have to help the process of cleaning the heart so things become clearer, which is just encourage them to be, just be happy to chant the holy name, join with us to chant the holy name. Here are some things that have been written by the great sages in the past, and step by step, the eyes will waken up, the eyes will become a little more capable. Just like on the extreme case, the atheists and the theists, Guru Maharaj directly, he tells that the argument, is there God or is there not God, will go on forever because some have the eyes to see and some don't have the eyes to see what is plainly visible by those who do have eyes. So that's like more extreme case, the atheist and the theist. But there's gradation of understanding. And so how much we can say to anybody will a little bit depend on, we'll try to gauge how much they can take, they can digest at one sitting. But so many things, we need to just try, as you've heard today, to introduce the answers, the facts, in a way they can accept or not accept, if you like. And it is difficult to really gauge what somebody else is able to think. But if they give up, it depends on their response. But for instance, we're doing Harinam Sankirtan, And some people, really, they're looking quite like watching us, looking at the banners and looking not very interested, or perhaps the opposite. But then we have these two young girls, the daughters of the devotees here, and they are distributing flyers. And then sort of we've gone by chanting, and then you get this like 12-year-old girl sometimes got the flyers and gives them a flyer. And then the same person who's been watching us, you know, a big smile on their face, and they take the flyer and they're looking. And we think, yes, we can't tell what's going on inside their mind. And they actually, you know, seem to be actually interested, but their face somehow or another looked a little bit unhappy with us. Anyway, this is some experience from the street. And my time of book distribution, by the way, where I can say at that time doing it and afterwards looking back on it too, that was very much the university of life, of devotional service. Like you're meeting people and having to explain things which we take as quite, you know, ordinary, and we get challenges, and then we have to think about, oh, we didn't handle that very well. We have to think about how to answer. But a lot of it does come down to the person we're speaking to, and we try to avoid the 9th offense of the holy name, which is, you know, chanting the glories of the Lord and the name, the pastimes, etc. To those who are faithless, we do have to try to give them a little faith. Hare Kṛṣṇa. And if there is a golden mountain rolling on your doorstep, covered in dust, and begging us to chant the holy name of the Lord, I think that sight of that golden mountain rolling on your doorstep will instill faith in us straight away. And that was Nityananda Prabhu. So may Nityananda Prabhu's glance on those who you meet, who is none other than Balaram, you're mentioning about Balaram's appearance, may his grace help open everybody's eyes and open our eyes a bit more. Maybe now we can see a little bit. We have some little idea, but more and more we know that our eyes and heart has to be opened much, much more.
There is a
Chintamani.
Verse that Srila Gurudev used. It's a Raghupati Upadhyaya's verse, and he used it to open his speech during the opening of Mayapur Chandrodaya Mandir. Remember that one?
Yes.
So it says, whom can I tell and who will believe me? So really, this is the situation. So certain things, Raghupati Upadhyaya, he's speaking to Mahaprabhu. So you see, he's saying, Kam pratikataya tamite sampratikava patitirayatu, gopati tanaya kunje gopava tuti vitam brahma. He said, whom can I tell and who will believe me? That Supreme Personality of Godhead, from whom everything, aham sarvasya prabhavo matak sarvam pravartate, everything emanating, he is the source of everything. He is the greatest of the greatest. He is fooling himself and doesn't need anything. Chasing girls, cowherd girls, in the grove of Vrindavan. So these kind of subjects, why he's saying, whom can I tell and who will believe me? Certain things they reserve for those who already developed some faith. So we have to, like Maharaj said, gauge the public. Whom are we talking to? How much they can accept? So Kṛṣṇa says in Bhagavad Gita, I reveal myself according to the degree of surrender. Are they ready to surrender? Are there a tiny bit of that? So they will understand. Kṛṣṇa will reveal himself to that degree to those people. And Kṛṣṇa is all attractive and he's very tricky, as we know. There's always a hook. So he uses different hooks to catch sincere souls, attract sincere souls. So that's all I wanted to add, Mara.
Perfect.
Thank you, Dandavats. That is such treasures and amazing. And every time you think about how you're explaining something to someone else or a newcomer, or you just like here amongst devotees, it's so wonderful because you have the shelter and, you know, of your own mind as well. But like to explain, okay, I think if I had to say Janmashtami, it's Lord Krishna's appearance day. And then, do I say it's Lord Krishna's appearance day on earth? Or, I don't confuse people else if I'm like explaining incorrectly. But I understand we have to gauge, and we, amongst so many people, especially like in the workplace, or, if I like wear my tilak, or I'm like going for a function, or explaining to my family. So I was just, maybe I don't want to cause any offenses or say something wrong or let someone think, but there's only so much, yes, that one can control, and to have faith that, like Maharaj is saying, and everyone that have faith, Lord Nityananda, Lord Krishna is guiding what we're saying.
And when anybody expresses something from their heart, there is a heart transaction. So there is no fault in your trying. Don't think, oh, I'm not doing it properly. You are trying to share what you know, and that is beautiful. And that's what we're meant to do. Whoever you meet, tell them about Krishna. Mahaprabhu's own instruction. And Guru Maharaj's own instruction. He said, if you only know chanting Hare Krishna is good for you, tell people chant Hare Krishna. They ask you why, you say, oh, I'm not sure why, but taste it, it's good for you.
Yes, I get it now. As long as it's a heart transaction and don't get too caught up in the details. Like that.
Yes, and say the truth. Question from Chintamani. Any tips for devotees on how to gauge or read the room better rather than floodlighting or overwhelming new people with too much info? So this is, obviously, it's just the theme. It's the same theme and idea. And how to gauge the audience. The thing is, you will have a variety of people in the audience, and there is no one way to do it. I mean, really, this is the fact. And so we also try to make every time and every gathering, like it's a unique gathering. It's not turning on a tape player or something like this. It's a unique gathering. So we just have to try to see what are the interests of the people. What was the title of the talk that drew them to come in? If it's something about, Ayurveda, then we better introduce something about Ayurveda. Otherwise, they won't know. And then you say, oh, so Ayurveda is coming from the Veda. I mean, whatever you try to judge, what is the common kind of thread which has drawn the public to come to a particular gathering, and then just lead it from there. But that's the hook. Whatever the title was, is the hook to hear about Krishna. It's not that if it's, whatever it is, a title with Ayurveda in the title or something, because devotees do all sorts of things to get a crowd. and we've learned we have to find out what was the title that was given to this. You do have to address what's being given, but bring it quickly to Krishna consciousness. And sometimes we say, now I'm going to give you the next installment. Now, please leave all of your previous ideas behind about God and not God. And then, start from there. And then just in some logical way, try to let them see the wonder of everything. And then there must be a creator of something that is so wonderful. And anyway, in different ways, but how to read the room, it is difficult. And some cultures in the world are a little bit more difficult to read because some cultures don't like to express facially their feelings. We won't mention which cultures. It's not the Mexican, it's not, okay, we'll do a process of elimination here. So good question, Chintamani Didi. And let us say, let's try our best in remembrance of Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. And we must be very careful about taking some of like those strong stances that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would take, and that we know that Srila Prabhupada would be very strong about the fools and rascals and so many things. We are not Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We are not Srila Prabhupada. We are, who we are, and we must be like very aware that everything is by grace, and that we are here in the fallen souls department, and suddenly we are going to try to give some strong lecture. No, we cannot. We cannot follow the fools and rascals theme. Srila Prabhupada can, because he is Srila Prabhupada. And you see, everybody, ourselves, we know when we're reading his book, he's talking about me. But coming from Srila Prabhupada, we can digest it. Coming from ourselves, that strong stance probably isn't going to be very effective. And we've seen and had experiences of various things like this. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says there are two kinds of people, the devotees and the demons. So then to start saying to people, okay, so which category? Are you a devotee? Oh, then you must be a demon. Then, oh, that's maybe not going to be very helpful for introducing the sweet nature of the Lord. Hare Krishna. But Srila Prabhupada, he can do that, and so many beautiful lectures of Srila Prabhupada. And his humor, especially being with Gurudev, being with Guru Maharaj, and say especially with Gurudev, honestly, we can see Srila Prabhupada's humor in some of those talks. And he's like all alone with nobody to share it with. And you kind of wonder after the talk if he said anything to any of his associates, and if they got it, like what he was saying to the people. Hare Krishna. But Gurudev would be like very happy. And you can see Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev, how they got on with each other. Hare Krishna. My. Dandavas, where did the Dandavas come from? Prema sundari didi. No, Madhavi didi. I knew it was a Spanish accent.
I want to tell you, happy birthday, Maharaj.
Oh, thank you very much.
My Dandavas pranam for you, for everybody, all devotees. Thank you very much for all. You very nice class. Very sweet, Maharaj.
The Vaishnava's good wishes are very valuable. So I'm lucky to be a recipient of the Vaishnava's good wishes. I appreciate it, Madhavi. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Keep warm. You look very cold, but you look warm inside all your layers. Jai.
Bogota is very cold city. It's very strong.
And now is winter in the southern hemisphere. Still. Yes, and Prema Sundari Devi joined us.
It's a beautiful, beautiful day. I'm so happy to be here with you and with the devotees, and really try to express my Dandavas pranam to you, lotus feet. Happy and beautiful birthday for you, Maharaj. Many days without without your presence, and just only try to remember your teachings and everything. I miss you, Maharaj, and miss your class. Thank you so much, and happy birthday.
Thank you very much. And everything is the glory is Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. If we can remind each other about them and their glories, then that is making our life successful. So Didi, we're very happy, and we all hope to be able to come through the door again into their direct association, their direct like living life of devotional service, the automatic life. And so that is our family, this is our family, and we're very happy. Here we are together, chanting Hare Krishna, chanting the glories of the devotees. And I know in all your homes, you're cooking wonderful things for the Lord so that he can taste nice things. How to explain this, Sevarupa Devidasi, that we're offering our food to the Lord, and then he leaves it behind for us to eat. All these things are very wonderful. The practices, when we started today, we were saying about like the practices of devotional service. They're actually so wonderful and simple and sweet. And Gurudev showed that to us. All of our guardians have shown that to us. And we need to simply practice happily, keep our life simple, and chant Hare Krishna, be happy.
Maharaj, I want to add on there. So with Kayla, she observes now, and she has nanny when she goes to her dad. So she was telling her nanny, what we're going to do is we offer like God food and things. And the nanny was saying, oh, okay, we offer God money. And I kind of listened, but she already picking out how we are observing and how our practices are. But yes, you can't explain everything. Thank you for all the sweet words. Thank you, everyone.
And when a sweet child tells an adult also, telling the nanny something, well, this is what we should do. We should offer our food to God. Then that may also be a very nice way for the nanny or for anybody, any adult, to hear from a child. Yes, oh yes, we should offer our food to God. And guess what? The residents of Vrindavan, they did listen to a little child as well. Something about we should offer our food to God. We should make our sacrifice to Govardhan Hill and not to Indra. They listened to that little boy and they were convinced. And hence the pastime of Krishna lifting Govardhan Hill, just in case anyone missed the point there. Hare Krishna. So children can be very convincing to adults by the simplicity of their heart. And they say things directly. No diplomacy. Yes, Rupa Vilas Prabhu, raising your hand. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Prabhu. You're somewhere different today.
Maharaj?
You are somewhere different today. Where are you today?
Oh, inside the house. I just moved to a little corner.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay, I'm still here. Anyway, I would like to take this opportunity, to greet you. You're supposed to be birthday, though it is not really a birthday, but rather your appearance day. It is an auspicious day that comes to our lives. In the absence of our Guru Deva, the Guru Maharaj, the Govinda Maharaj, you are here with us, filling up the vacancy within our heart. I owe you so much, and I'm very thankful and grateful. And somehow you've been very helpful to my spiritual life. And I would like to offer my dandavat to you, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Rupa Vilas Prabhu, thank you very much. And I offer it all up to Gurudev and to Guru Maharaj. And like you said, now they're not directly with us that we can go and knock on their door. But somebody needs to continue. And someone has to do the job to continue that their message will be remembered and that the sincere souls can be connected to their service. They didn't withdraw everything. They've left in this world so many treasures in the hearts of the devotees. And so that duty will naturally come to the children after the parents pass away. They'll continue the family. So it is their family and their family forever. We are just one generation down now, but the generations are passing And very soon will be 2, 3, 4, 5 generations. But we must always see, this is the family of Guru Maharaj, the family of Srila Saraswati Thakur, through Guru Maharaj to Gurudev. And with Srila Prabhupada having presented all of this to the world. So this is our identity and our specific line of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev forever. So very happily, and Rupa Vilas Prabhu, you are there as a pillar for all these years. And here we are, we're the family together, and we're the team together, different ways to see things. Because a team goes along with the support and assistance of everybody. And on the team, not everybody's the same on a team. All have got their strengths. And so with the team, all these strengths combined together help us to make the team successful. So this is Gurudev's team to come home, and Gurudev's family. Affectionate Gurudev, we mustn't forget that and then become dogmatic or whatever it may be. Hare Krishna. Look at our clocks.
Maharaj,
And Bhagavan Prabhu, you've been very quiet. Bhagavan Prabhu has been very quiet. Prabhu, you are also one of the long-time devotees who has got taste in Krishna consciousness. Here at the beginning, we are talking about how one day or another we know our tongue will be cleansed from its disease position and will come to taste something. And so after all these years, you are chanting Hare Krishna still. And so therefore you must have some taste. Give us some tips, Bhagavan Prabhu.
And I'm qualified only to hear the holy people. And I'm here because by hearing you, you're always with the message of our gurus. And you know, it's very nice to me to hear like you people are preaching about our gurus. And I'm very happy with Maharaj. I'm qualified only to hear it. That's why you always try to hear it only without talking too much. That's very, I hear many people telling you all of the nice things because your birthday and holiday, it's a holiday. And I said, Maharaj offering everything to his guru. All those things that come to him is always offered to his guru. And then guru is coming to you also to us. So what you offering is coming back to us also. That's I'm receiving my guru to you. That's very nice to hear from you.
Hare Krishna. Jai Bhagavan Prabhu. We are in the family of Gurudev and not thinking we are giving anything up actually. Nobody who's come in contact with Gurudev is ever thinking, oh, they're giving something up, rather than, oh, if only we could do more, if only we could do more for him. So let us all try because he's with us. So here's also what is it that we are joining into the affectionate family. So we're being drawn by affection. We're not forcing our way or becoming like anything like very clever like that, but we are actually at the mercy of the affection, the affectionate guidance of Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, and so much they've given, and they've made this beautiful family for the world. So we are here together, the team. All right. So I'm going to have to ask your permission for everybody. Oh, is there another message? Chintan, I heard that devotees weren't supposed to wish each other happy birthday, but rather an appearance day. Is this true? You know what you've heard, Chintamani Didi. If you've heard it, then you must have heard it. If you haven't, I can't say what you've heard and not heard. In the presence of Gurudev, we know that lots of these things which, you can say, well, Vaishnavas don't do that. Gurudev was very broad and adopted like Western things a little bit. But it is true, in the mat, we never gave a happy birthday to any, I mean, we didn't know anybody's birthday. There's no custom of birthdays. In Bengal, mostly people don't even know their birthday. You know, if you ask the Bengalis, when's your birthday? Or they don't know, maybe they got to go and look at their birth certificate or identity card or something. It's not a date which is, oh, my birthday and I'm getting presents. So, I mean, in Bengal, in the temple, for sure, no one's doing the happy birthday thing. But the appearance day, it is for the Guru Vaga. Then definitely we've got the Vyasa Puja, Gurudev, Guru Maharaj. I mean, that is established. But in general, the appearance days, the birthdays, it's not recorded. And by the way, the Gurudev's birthday in his passport, Guru Maharaj's birthday in his passport, it's not the actual day. Somehow or another, when they were making the passport, they had to come up with a date. So they came up with a date. It's India. Hare Krishna.
Right. A very short story in that connection.
Mm-hmm.
So normally I would call Gurudev on Vyasa Puja day and say something. It was the last Vyasa Puja of Srila Gurudev, and I knew he wasn't feeling well, so I decided not to call and disturb. And really, at that time, as you know, he was actually feeling good, that particular period of time during his Vyasa Puja. So I did not call. And then maybe the next day, I'm seeing on my phone, the phone rings, and I'm seeing Mahananda Das using, so Gurudev used your phone. And he said he said the same, the thing. He said that, Prabhu, I have been waiting and waiting, and no phone call. Why are you not calling? And at that time, I was at loss of words. And I said, Gurudev, I don't know what to say. And then I could see his smile through the phone. He said, Prabhu, at least you can say, happy birthday, Gurudev. And I did say, so yes, Gurudev, happy birthday. But it is our sweet Gurudev. What can we say?
And a similar thing for Christmas is Happy Christmas and Christmas decorations and things like this. I mean, we know that's not in the tradition. I mean, it's not in the tradition. There's no disrespect to Jesus or anything like that. But it's not in the tradition of the temple. But the happy birthday and the birthday cake and this, that, and the happy birthday and birthday cake and Merry Christmas and the Christmas cake and some Christmas decorations, this, that, and the other, and Happy New Year. I mean, for the Western calendar, New Year is not part of the custom, but the Bengali New Year, yes, that has some attention, but not January the 1st, has zero attention in Bengal. But Gurudev, seeing the enthusiasm of the devotees, and it's almost like this same theme a little bit, any excuse to have the Vaishnavas come together, any excuse for the Vaishnavas to engage in devotional activities together, that is good. But yes, many things. But Gurudev adjusting, again, so many things Gurudev's adjusting for our practical devotional service in the whole world. And what is his main stress? Is faith and chastity. Faith and chastity. Main stress is being more tolerant than a tree. Humility, like the blade of the grass. Giving honor to others. So let us, with Gurudev's shelter, Gurudev's guidance, try to do all of these things. Proceed happily, chant Hare Krishna, and honor prasadam, that other one, and something else. Be happy. I think I said that one already today. Pranesvāri Didi, you raised a hand, but it's time to go.
Yes, Maharaj, just dandavats from Kṛṣṇa Prana, Devi Dasi, she is in California, and also from Seva Rupa in Mexico.
Dandavats to you both. Dandavats to all who are there on Facebook. Today, due to some technical reasons, my internet's not supporting that as well, because my internet is outside and I'm inside, so I can't see the telephone screen to go there. Practical thing, because we're on a hill and the internet has to see the town, but I'm inside right now. Anyhow, long story, you don't need to know the details. Just like Krishna and Balaram, we don't need to know the details. Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna, and I can't see Facebook. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, let us give our big jais to Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakkhak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, founder and charger of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math ki jai. And jai to his inseparable, wonderful servitor and revealer and devotee, our Gurudev Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. And jai to the most broad, most generous distributor of Krishna consciousness all over the world under the guidance of Srila Saraswati Thakur and Guru Maharaj, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. And jai to all of their devotee families around the world and family around the world ki jai. And jai Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Dandavat. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So all best thoughts until we meet again very soon. Dandavat. Hare Krishna.
Jai Bhakti Ranjan Madhavi Maharaj ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Maharaj.
Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Dandavat. And Prema Sundari Didi, good to have you with us. Of course. I mean, everybody, but good to see you for a while. Jai.
Maharaj, read the message on Skype.
Read the message on Skype.
Just for you.
Just for me.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, okay. I got it. I understand. Okay, I read it just in case there's something I should be saying here, but no, it's okay. And I do have a few messages on Skype, by the way. If I haven't answered any of you as yet, please excuse me. Everything is appreciated that's taken place over the last day or so. Dandavat to you all. Govinda Govinda. Ashchi.